Good day, everyone. I'll be starting this series on energy sources. Most especially, we'll be doing introduction to renewable energy and non-renewable energy today. And as we know that we have different types of energy sources across the globe. Solar energy is one of the renewable energy sources that is being harnessed today across the globe, and this is the energy that is generated by capturing sunlight on our solar panels. Then the wind energy is another type of renewable energy, and that's the energy that is generated by spinning the blades of the turbine. The kinetic energy uh, of the spinning blades is converted into electrical energy by turning the shaft and the gearbox connected to a generator. This will be more discussed later on. Then geothermal energy, another type of renewable energy but not really harnessed, and that's the heat that is generated within the earth crust. Then hydro is one of the conventional way of generating electricity, and this is found around dams and is one of the renewable energy, though it has been an old way of generating energy. Let me use the word an old way of generating energy, but it's one of the renewable way of generating energy. Then we have tidal. That's where we generate energy by the rise and fall of tides in the ocean. That is, let me say it, by the rise and fall of waves. Waves are converted into electrical energy. Then we have bioenergy. Bioenergy, energy that is generated when organic matters like plants, like animal remains, are born as source of fuel. Then we have coal, we have natural gas. Both coal and natural gas are one of the conventional ways of generating electrical energy, and that those are what we are trying to face up because they generate emissions and they contribute to global warming. Biogas is another source of energy produced from food, animal waste when they are broken down by microorganisms in the absence of oxygen. And that's what we regarded as anaerobic digestion. Now to renewable and non-renewable energy sources. Renewable energy, this type of energy is collected from renewable sources that are naturally replenished. That is, they can be refilled and recharged. How do we mean? And types of renewable energy, as my introduction in the first slide, is we have solar, we have wind, we have geothermal, we have tidal, but the most important and the most next ones we find around us are the solar, the wind, and the hydro. Those are the most common ones that we find around. And renewable energy is energy that comes from a source that won't run out. We have sun shining every day, though it may be weather dependent, but sun will shine every day. Then there will be wind. There will be wind that will blow every day. So those energies are being harnessed and are used in generating electricity for human use. And hydro too, we have water. That's why water will continue to run, and we have them around dams. We find hydro electric plants around dams. Then renewable energy is also called sustainable energy or green energy. And these three words are used interchangeably, and we'll find them in one of the later slides. And when we say something is sustainable, it means that something that can be maintained and upheld. Then examples of renewable energy, as I've said earlier, the most popular one are the solar, the wind energy, the hydro energy, the tidal energy, geothermal energy, then the biomass energy. And as I've said, solar energy, wind energy, hydro energy are the most common ones that we can see and find around us. And solar energy are being commercialized, and as well residential, both as rooftop or ground mount. We find them on our roofs, and people use them. Then wind energy too are being harnessed, and some countries like the UK, like the US, they produce their energy on a larger scale from wind energy. Non-renewable energy are types of energy that takes thousands of years to form, and these types of energy needs to be extracted from the earth and burned in order to generate electricity. Those are the types of energy, and these types of energy can be used up because they are finite. It comes from sources that will be used up or will not be replenished in our lifetimes. Just as renewable energy that we said they are sustainable and they can be replenished, that is, they can be refilled. But this type of energy cannot be refilled. Though it takes years to be formed on the earth crust, but it cannot be refilled. The non-renewable energy sources are limited in supply and cannot be used sustainably. They cannot be sustained, they cannot be upheld. And that's why we are trying to like do away with the fossil fuel, because those are types of renewable energy sources, because they are not sustainable and because it takes thousands of years to form, and we are using them constantly, and that's why they are finite. Yeah, they are limited in supply. The energy sources that can occur naturally, they occur naturally, but they are limited in supply, and that's why we said it can be used up in no time, and that's why it is not sustainable. It cannot be maintained. Apart from the harmful effect of it on the climate, like generation of greenhouse gases that we know as GHG gases, just as carbon dioxide, CO2, methane gas, nitrous oxide, hydrofluorocarbons, perfluorocarbons. All these are one of the disadvantages because they generate these gases and they cause global warming. Then example of the non-renewable energy I've mentioned: oil, natural gas, coal, and nuclear energy. These three words are used interchangeably, that is renewable, green, clean energy, almost having the same meaning. Let me put it that way. And the terms renewable, green, and clean energy are used interchangeably. However, there is little or no difference between them, because when we talk about renewable, we talk about green energy. And when we say something is renewable and sustainable, then we are talking about clean energy, something that is clean without emissions. Then a clean energy produces electricity without emissions. This process of manufacturing or maintaining it could have a carbon cost. How does that mean? When we say something is clean without emissions, good. Like if you want to build a dam, by building a dam, somehow it will require to maybe clear the land, and you have to burn some grasses, and that's what I mean by it's having a carbon cost. That's the process might have a carbon cost, but in itself is without emission, just like solar energy, just like wind energy. If you want to install your wind turbine, you have to make some clearings, and that's the carbon cost I'm talking about. Then when we talk about green energy, it comes from totally natural sources. Wind is from natural sources, water is from natural sources, and solar, sunlight is from a natural source. So that's why I said the renewable energy, the green energy, the clean energy, those are the words that are used interchangeably and almost mean the same thing. Both are therefore termed renewable energy because their source can't be depleted. When I say the source can't be depleted, I'm talking about you cannot exhaust the source. Like the source of sunlight cannot be exhausted. You cannot consume it, yeah, and it cannot diminish in quantity. That's what I mean by it. Their source can't be. Benefits of renewable energy: it produces little or no emission, that is, no greenhouse gases. The greenhouse gases that we refer to as the G HG gases, just like the carbon dioxide, CO2, the methane gas, uh, the nitrous oxide, then the hydrofluorocarbons, the perfluorocarbons, HFCs, PFCs. It produces no emission, just like the solar. The sunlight produces no emission, then the wind produces no emission, then the hydro. So that's why we say they are of good benefit. It reduces dependency on fossil fuel. Our fossil fuel, just like the part of the world I came from, we depend more on oil, petroleum, gases, and when you go renewable, when you go solar, maybe at commercial level or residential level, it reduces your dependency on such fossil fuels like coals for the generation of electrical energy. Then they are very clean and very efficient use. Then they are environmentally friendly because they did not generate any greenhouse gases. They did not warm the climate. That's why we term them as very environmentally friendly. Then challenges of renewable energy. However, as much as we have advantages, there's everything that has advantage must have disadvantage. So there are challenges with renewable energy, and one of the first challenges is the initial cost is very high. That is when you want to set up maybe wind energy, a wind farm, or you want to set up a solar farm. The initial cost is very high. Even if it's a rooftop solar for your house, the initial cost is very high, but the LCOE on the long run it pays. So storage is very expensive. Just as one of the challenges or disadvantages of solar energy is that it's intermittent in nature because the sun is weather dependent. Likewise, the wind is weather dependent. So it makes them intermittent. And when there is no sun, we need storage and different types of storage. We'll go to that later on, but in a nutshell, different types of storage. We have battery. Battery is the most common one. We have batteries. Some use supercapacitors, some use flywheel. So different types of storage. And you have to store your energy and conserve your energy. You have to store your energy when there is downtime. Yes, let me use the word downtime. When there is downtime, when there is no sunshine, when there is no wind, then you use up the energy that is stored. And it makes it, yes, because the intermittent nature of the sun, of maybe there is no rain and the ocean is getting dry up, that makes it very unreliable. And it requires space for installation, just like a wind farm it requires space for installation, just like a solar farm or just like a dam, they require larger space for installation. Thank you for listening, and I'll be starting more and more the renewable energy, taking them one by one, the solar, the wind, as we go on in this series. Please do like, comment, and subscribe for renewable energy and do it yourself projects. Thank you very much.